I had nothing to say.
They're gonna, I guess not, okay, so it's you and John. John, we're gonna lead out with you, we're just gonna.
I got one. There you go.
We're gonna have our uncontested speak at this point. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hi, Marcy. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm fine.
It's been a while since I sat back here.
Thank God. Shot of meetings now.
You look good though.
Sing!
No, I'm only kidding, John.
But I only see one person.
He doesn't have his little podium behind him.
Where do you seek recognition next time?
It went quite well.
There's someone over there. No, there's nobody there. There's nobody there. That's it, right here.
When we lost that, broadcasting o'clock, there's no sound.
Okay.
Nothing's going out.
Oh, you mean when you're taping this at the moment?
We're taping the clock with no sound, so you can say what you want. You're not going out over here.
We're not gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna film these people. We're gonna start now.
Go right back.
Okay, thank you. Let you finish your cookie. Sorry.
Start anytime.
Oh, yeah. Tell me when you're ready. As soon as our film man is ready, we're ready to roll. Okay, at this time, we have candidates who are running unopposed. One for the office of moderator, and we have one school committee candidate. And they each get a 5-minute opportunity to state their case why you should vote for them. And perhaps, since they're unopposed, talk a little bit about what they hope to do when elected. And we'll start with the candidate for moderator, who is John Murphy.
Thank you. I want to first thank the League of Women Voters for sponsoring this event. They do this every year. I think it's a great event for the community, and it gets the candidates out before the community. It's been my honor and privilege to serve as town moderator for the last several years. And the two main responsibilities that I have as town moderator are, one is to run town meeting according to the code of the town of North Reading and Robert's Rules of Order, conduct the meeting fairly, make sure I recognize all attendees. And town meeting is open town meeting, which we have, is sort of democracy in its purest form. Any registered voter may attend town meeting, have their voice heard, and have their vote counted. It was kind of exciting to me, and I think it was to others, to see 260 attendees at town meeting last evening for the second session of town meeting. That's probably twice or more than twice the turnout for the first session of town meeting. So that's my first responsibility, is presiding over town meeting. Hopefully I've done that fairly, and I will continue to operate that in a fair and open manner. My second responsibility is the appointment of the Finance Committee. The town's Finance Committee is probably the one area where a resident can volunteer to serve the community and learn about the town's finances and the town's budget. And earlier in the selectmen's debate, there was a question about where do we get future leaders and how do we get more people involved. I can tell you that if we can get people involved in Finance Committee, we'll have more leadership for the other committees in the community. If you look at members of the school committee or members of the Board of Selectmen, you'll find many past members of the Finance Committee. When I first got involved in town politics, I too was on Finance Committee. I learned a tremendous amount about my community at that time, and I learned a tremendous amount about the budget process. So if anybody's interested in volunteering for Finance Committee, you may contact me. You can reach me by through Town Hall, or you can call me at home, 978-276-0351. Again, it's been an honor and a privilege to serve as town moderator, and as long as I remember to vote, I'll get that opportunity again. Thank you very much.
Melvin Webster.
Thank you very much. I'd like to echo all the other candidates' comments in thanking the League of Women Voters. And one of the questions earlier was, how do we get more people involved in running for office? I wish we could get more people involved with groups like the League of Women Voters who promote events like tonight. We have about 8 to 10 very attentive citizens here tonight. This room should be filled. I hope people are home watching on television. We need more involvement, and I'm going to speak a little bit more about that. I've enjoyed my first 3 years, my first term on the school committee, despite the challenges and headaches that we faced in these first 3 years, mainly revolving around the finances of the town. One of the big helps, one of the big things that I've seen in the first 3 years is the support of the community members of our school system. And it's these parents and other residents who don't necessarily have children in the schools who really make the school system work. They work with the school committee, they work with the superintendent, they work with the individual schools. We had a group of concerned parents last year who went to the State House several times, met with Representative Jones, met with Senator Tarr to attempt to get more Chapter 78 for our school system. I believe that they had an impact on the change in the formula. Last summer we received $1 million more than we'd expected in Chapter 70, and that's the kind of activism that we need in this town. As far as people running for office, I feel lonely here tonight. I'm sure John feels lonely here tonight.
No, I don't mind.
Oh. You know, competition brings out the best in people. I'm not saying I'm a bad candidate, but I think if I had someone running against me, it would put a little pressure on me. It would maybe make me think a little more. Someone used the term out of the box earlier. It maybe would make me come up with better ideas. Again, I think I have some pretty good ones, but more competition means you have to work harder to obtain that office. It's just like when you're in a business. If you're going for a promotion, there's 2 or 3 people, you put your best foot forward. If you're going for that promotion and you're the only person, you kind of just try to slide by with whatever you can. And especially young people. Michael Harris's head is probably, swelling tonight with all the praise he's gotten, but to have someone young like that step up and run for office and get elected is a huge achievement. I wish more people in this town would follow that example. But enough preaching. Accomplishments over the 3 years. Working with the selectmen, other town officials, the elementary school building committee, we got the batch done on time and within budget. It was mentioned earlier that if we built a Swan Pond School 5 or 6 years ago, on time and on budget would have been about $8 million less. That didn't happen. We worked with what we had, and we got it done. I'm very proud of the fact that I was a member of the school committee that put the first 3-year budget plan together. I feel it's a comprehensive plan that is a plan that's going to keep our children competitive when they grow, go through high school, college, and have to compete in a global economic environment. And Dr. Troughton just returned from China, and he knows what our children are facing. Every student that he spoke to over there was fluent in English. I don't think we can get every one of our children fluent in Chinese, but it shows you the challenges that you're up against when you're competing in a global economy. We signed new contracts with all of our employee groups. I think the most important thing to look at there is with the teachers union especially. We started working on some of the problems that have been discussed. Retirement benefits and health care. We didn't really approach health care this year, but we started talking about it. But we have worked on some retirement benefit plans that are going to cut early retirement incentive bonuses moving forward. We also worked on the sick day buyback plan that will cut the costs that we have to lay out in the future for sick day buyback. And those are important areas that have built over 10, 20, 30 years of contract negotiations. So changing them isn't going to happen overnight. Moving forward, I'm a strong supporter of the 1-year and the 3-year override. I prefer the 3-year. And the reason why is it gives us time and the state time to change how education is financed. I read today that the governor is proposing finance reform for education. And I think we need that 3 years. We need that plan. Doesn't mean we have to spend all the money. And I know there's a lot of people out there who are cynical who say once the government gets money, they're going to spend it. I'll make sure we don't do that. I can't control it, however, but I feel that the town has made a commitment not to do that. I support the 3-year plan. What it'll allow us to do is today add the teachers we need to cut down on class sizes. You've heard all about that last night, 28 to 30 in the middle school and the high school. And tomorrow it'll allow us to hire those teachers to add programs, health care, increasing foreign language education in earlier years, and some of the other programs, mainly in technology, that allow our students to compete in the global economy. as I said, I'm really looking forward to serving another 3-year term. We have a stark reality. We spend $8,429 in this town per student. That's 8th from the bottom in Massachusetts out of 325 school districts. We can't continue to do that. Please support the override, and please support me moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you both of you. We'll remind the voters in North Reading that the next year election is Tuesday, May 8th, and the polls are open from 7 to 8 p.m., 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. As the league always says, democracy is not a spectator sport, and your vote counts, but only if you use it, so be to the polls.
Part of the League of Women Voters of Chapter North Reading, we want to say thank you to the candidates and those who have left. Thank you to Marty Larson for moderating tonight from North Andover, Mr. Therese for coming from the North Reading Transcript, to cable TV, and they're going to be showing, not only did they do it live tonight, but the tape will be shown through next Monday night, which is the night before elections. Also to CR Sign for donating the sign so that it would be clear to folks in the TV audience who the candidates are, and the various members of the League of Women Voters who we hear who have done the background work to get this tonight. And basically, just once again, reminded to vote next Tuesday on the 8th, and for those people who haven't had the chance to look at this tonight, to encourage your friends to look at the tape so that they'll have a chance to see the views of the candidates. Thank you very much.
Cynthia, do you know what time it will be on? Do you know what time it will be broadcast that you were told?
It's different times.
I think they'll probably have a schedule of it, but we propose to them that they try to show it twice a day.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening.
For better or worse. I'll vote for you.
He's it. I'm not worried about that. No, I know you.